make a slight right turn on Raymond Street, then make a slight right turn. In 300 meters, turn right on Ruth Street.
Here I am on my way home from work on the morning of November 28th, 2025 at 7:44 a.m. You will see the Ottawa Police being sent to Stalk for the second consecutive morning, once again showing up to threaten and attempt to intimidate. This time, the police car pulls up to the intersection just seconds after the bus has stopped, then drives across into the parking lot across the street, where it turns around and appears to be turning to drive back out onto the street just seconds after arriving there. This staged acting performance, in which they pull into the parking lot for nothing, only to pull back out seconds later, was done specifically so that I would see the police showing up to menace and intimidate me. Once again, the viewer will note that they synchronized with precise timing for the second consecutive day as I was on my way home from work. It is also important to note that I am taking a different route home on this location as I was in a car yesterday. Today I am on a bus which is taking a different route, but as you can see, the stalking Ottawa police are still intentionally showing up to menace and attempt to intimidate.
Arrêt, place du Centre, accessible.
quiet, no one's around. At the time, you don't consider it at all. You don't consider that you're never going to see that again for a long, long time. When, you know, you just take it for granted. Just being able to have solitude and peace. You take it for granted, and then once these things start happening, you just start, oh, if you could just get one of those mornings where I walk outside and everything's quiet and I can go for a walk and it's just completely still. Because where I was working there years back, I'm talking about like 2012, 2013, I'd leave at like 5:30 in the morning and walk up to get the bus. Of course, there are a few people on the bus, but other than that, there's nobody around. Well, what's weird was during the time that this ice storm happened in Toronto, that was just before I had to move. And see if you go up that way, that's where the casino, oh, this place, is it place? No. That's where the casino, like Lemmy is. So I'm just gonna walk up there. Actually, I'll just wait till this one goes. I'm gonna turn over. What two goes here? Another one down there too. A lot of traffic for this hour. A lot of traffic. He's just gonna idle there. Wait till another one here on this side. Still idling, as you can see, right? Okay. But you really take that for granted, and you know, you don't realize you're not going to be seeing that for a long, long time. And you're not seeing it today either. Just for brief spurts, you see it. But even at this hour, how long have I had here since I came out without a vehicle coming up? Even at this hour, you got to think of that. Not long, right? Maybe a matter of seconds, and right away. So let's go back here. Can't really pick up any faces, it's too dark, but and then this one stopped as well here, so another one will pull up too after the light changes, just watch. But yeah, during that ice storm in Toronto, 2013 going into 2014, well, it was the Christmas, just before Christmas of 2013, that area there, I hardly ever saw any of those neighbors coming out when I would leave. But the one day when I went out after it was icy, just before, maybe a week or two before I moved, I had to go stay with my dad for a few months until I got another place. But during that time, the one neighbor across the street, I'm out at like 11 at night. Two more and come down. And, well, police, exactly as I predicted, 91, car number 91. I told you that, I predicted it. Car number 91, second one there. Oh. So as you can see, police there, I predicted that. And then another stalker pulling up here. There'd be no traffic here at all, really. At this hour. Is this a person up there? No, on the right side. Tow truck, they use them a lot too. Is it a tow truck or is it just a pickup? Might be just a pickup truck. Yeah, turning right. So as you heard with what I was discussing with that article, they're saying in that article too that that CSIS actually, you know, they give them these company vehicles, so they're admitting that as well. And of course, what they try to do is they try to blame this woman. As soon as she reports it, they immediately try to blame her for misusing a vehicle when she was being raped in the vehicle. That's the type of people that they have working with that organization. So if these people in the press report that, wouldn't they also think, okay, if they're willing to cover that up, what else is this organization doing? What else is this organization lying about? But no. So that just tells you they're completely controlled, and they're only putting it out there as damage control, and that CSIS allowed it to be put out to minimize the damage overall so that they could put it out with a source they trust, and to present the illusion of transparency when there is none at all. Right? So police again going the other way. I can't see the car number 91, same one. So same one turning back and going the other way, as you can see. So they just drove down there to drive past me, then driving back the other way. But so yeah, like I mean, there's none of these people in the Canadian media care at all about that incident where that woman was being raped by a CSIS employee. And again, you see that because if they did, they'd start to question the organization as a whole. Obviously, many people within that organization tried to cover that up and tried to attack her for reporting it.
and invert it and slander her for reporting it. So wouldn't that make you draw the whole organization under scrutiny? Apparently not, because they're still bringing these people out and, you know, promoting them like they're actually doing something for public security when it's complete nonsense. It also shows you that the people who they use, who they promote to these managerial systems to call the shots in these operations, are given basically immunity. They can do whatever they want. They have no fear of any repercussions. And that also comes back to Freemasonry as well, because they know that these judges are going to cover it up, just like in that situation where you had a Freemason judge who definitely covered it up. Now, the guy was eventually removed only because the stuff got out on a large scale. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have even been removed from this position. And he's not doing any prison time, no charges going through for the rape, nothing, right? And you can tell basically, I know there are some situations where, you know, women will make these things up to frame people, but this doesn't meet the criteria at all. What she's saying, based upon the other things that we can see this organization doing, show a continued pattern of them doing these things. So to me, it seems like she is telling the truth about this. And also their reaction tells us that she's telling the truth, because immediately, without even looking into it, the first thing they do is try to slander her and invert the situation and minimize it and say that, oh, she's using a company vehicle for misusing a company vehicle. Unbelievable, right? So that tells us that she is telling the truth. You know, I'm not saying that there aren't situations where things like that can be made up to frame people, because they can. But in this situation, all the pieces connect to show that she's telling the truth about this, right? And so if they're doing that and they're allowing things like that to happen, and they're suppressing people from coming out and speaking about it completely, and they're suppressing their own employees and threatening them with prison time if they speak out in the slightest about the things they're involved in, what else do you think they're doing? Do you think this is what I'm saying is, do you think this is a trustworthy organization that you can trust when they tell you they're doing what's best for public security? Of course not. Of course not. When they say they're doing these things in for national security, they're lying the same way they lie to cover up rapes and crimes and grant these Freemasons immunity as they commit crimes, okay? So that's the clear conclusion that can be drawn from that by any reasonable person. But the Canadian press covers up for these criminals. They will never mention Masonry in any negative way, despite the fact that all of the important positions within these corrupt police departments and organizations like CSIS, which terrorize their own citizen, all the important positions are occupied by Masons, as are the ones within our military, who are also active in taking part in these things as well. And they also heavily target the families, military families, of anyone in the military who doesn't go exactly along with everything they want them to do. I know that because they've targeted my family, other people in my family as well, and I think it goes back to the military, actually on both sides. So I don't know which side it originates from, but we do have military on both sides. So going back 2 generations anyway, so that's where I think it comes from. And they will also go so far as even to target children. They start these things out young, and they target entire families, unfortunately. And but they want to keep it hush-hush. And so that's the Gatineau police stalking. Anyway, we got some footage. That's what I wanted there. And then an abnormal amount of traffic. We got that. So. Clouds going down there. Doesn't seem like it's too heavy right now, but I don't know how much is going to accumulate overnight. Anyway, that's about it. Oh, police. I'm coming back here. So let's see what the car number is. It looks like, oh, it's 91. It's the same one as last night. Yeah, same one as last night. Police as they go into the store. Just showing up to harass me. As you can see, there's no one else here. No one down there. So they've just been sent out to harass me as I go up to the store. Car number 91. Down there, showing up. Gatineau Police continuing 3.5 years of harassment and stalking on behalf of the drug trafficking Freemasons at CSIS, and working of course alongside the RCMP to criminally harass and terrorize people while facilitating the drug trade. Obviously they were monitoring when I came out of the house. Someone wasn't and alerted them that I had gone out just to the store. So they showed up to harass me this morning twice, and then tonight, as I just go over to get a couple things for Friday, so I see somebody else is coming back out now. So you can notice how many people are just suddenly coming out on this side now. Okay. More acting here. On the right side. Hey, look at here. Another headlights come on there. There's one. Okay. These are the glasses that the quality is really good, but it takes a long time to transfer the file, so I'm just sitting there with the lights on as I come by. Again, they send these people to come out just as I do anything, basically, anytime I come out. So I'm going to show you. It's just sitting here because I'm here. I'll show you. I'm just going to stand at the bus stop. I'm not actually waiting for the bus, but it's going to show you here. From here, distance. No, he's not moving or anything. Just told to come out and sit there. So it's snowing. It's like I'd say it's probably like 9:45 or 9:50 on a Sunday night now. No more traffic. And just and then the other car to the left also put the lights on just a second ago. So this vehicle might have been told this. You'll notice that those other people left. They do the pass the baton thing where these people suddenly appear abruptly. Not there for anything legitimate, just told to come out or told to pull in basically. That's what we would call. And just see how long it goes on for. I got nothing to do anyway, so. I should have brought the second pair of glasses though, but. Only because the file sizes for these are so big. Let's police again here. Let's see. See, this one's coming really slow on the right side. I'll just show you. Just check it out. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He's pulling in there. Oh no, he's gonna go back and do a U-turn. See, pulling up just to turn around and go back the other way and do a U-turn there. So another surveillance role playing there, and then over here. See. And this is just from coming there for a basic, simple walk over to the store tonight. Daniel Rogers and CSIS sending these people to come out and act as if someone who's a terrorist is in the area, which is completely not the case. Well, they simultaneously facilitate crime and facilitate the drug trade and cover up rapes of their employees as well. That's what CSIS does also. So how on earth can anyone place any trust in an organization that would cover up crimes of their own employees to do anything regarding national security? I mean, you wouldn't, right? You wouldn't. You know that they're absolute liars and criminals. Because that's what they do. They cover up crimes against their own employees, and they put gags on their own employees where they threaten them with arrest if they talk about any of the crimes that they themselves have committed.
are involved in. So I'll just want to show you how long this car's just going to sit there. Again, he's just come out in the winter with snow coming down just to sit here. So, surveillance role player there. There's something else coming down now. It sounds like that pile. Oh, it's the pile, okay. This is all just to deter you from wanting to go out anywhere, and it's not going to work at all. Getting out now, finally, eh? Not going to work at all. In fact, I'll go out whenever I want to, and it'll just look more ridiculous every time to send the police or send people to do this because I record all of it. Okay, check this out. Okay. Notice how this is going on here? And he's going to get out right here, right there. And as he does, I'm going to move it do it most of the time. Hold it down, see if he gets on. If he doesn't get on, I think he'll probably wait. Let's see if he gets on. This is so that the car there can have some gear. They sent this guy just to get in here. Now I'll show you from here. Okay. Yeah, give me a break. Look at the timing. He's there like the second it arrives. You notice that? Here we're gonna just keep watch on this person here who's doing illegitimate surveillance. We're gonna do counter surveillance. Oh yeah, I guess it got tedious. Huh? And then they're sending another one on that side. See now this one here on the right. I'll show you here. Both pulling out now. Intelcom as well. That's the company actually, Intelcom. That my old landlord used to work for, Intelcom. I think that's the company. If I recall correctly, it's called Intelcom. Let's see now. Anyone else gonna come out here? Notice the flood of traffic. We're gonna get the police again. Let's see if we do here. Again, I'm just standing here making like I'm waiting for the bus. I'm not waiting for the bus here. Intelcom, yeah, he worked for them, and he was telling me, "Oh, I can get you a job with them too." And then they did. Meanwhile, the guy was like taking part in harassment activities. I didn't know it at the time, though. What happened was, watch exactly. See, notice the other one leaves right away. I don't care. I'll show you here. As soon as the other one leaves, now we're gonna get the act. Let's see if he does the thing with the doors. And you notice they dropped that guy there with precision, literally. Seconds before that bus came too, okay? Let's see if we get the same thing back. See if we get the same back. Okay, get the doors open, let's see. Checking the phone. Gotta check the phone before you walk, definitely. That might be, maybe, okay, so he's gonna go to the back there, it looks like. He's not gonna idle out here. The police, yeah, the police down there. Look at the police turning down there. And they're probably just going to park. Yeah, see, they're just parking the idle down the street there. As they wait for the bus. So they sent the police just to park down there and sit there. See how long they sit there. So they're showing up twice. They came in the other direction and came back down just to go down there to harass me again. So that's 4 times they've shown up today. It was the car 91 both times this morning, and then as it went by the other direction today it was car 91. I don't know if this one is also car 91. If it is, then it'll have turned back again to come back down here. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I can't see if they stopped there. Maybe they stopped there. That was the street where they're sitting when they you know, set up that fake thing for the jaywalking to try and entrap me for the jaywalking over there. Same street. Okay, now let's check it out here.
check out how much traffic there was nothing going on there before I came out here. I'm sure of that. So I'll show you, see their position just there, just sitting facing the, sitting there facing the street. What number is that? Let's see, number. Oh, it's not the same car. No, it's a different one then. So they sent a different one. I'll see the, I'm not going to jaywalk right here because they'll use that for an excuse. I'm going to go up here. Let's see if we get them to pull out and come back down. Because they're just there because I was at the bus stop, right? So, just there because I was over at the bus stop on that side. And it looks like he's just closing up now the store here. Oh no, it's still open. Yeah, they're closing. Alright. It's just after 10 now. I guess they're open till 11, the store. Notice a flood of people though, all along they brought out. So lately, just every time I go out, they just flood it with people. But I try to go out at times when, you know, like this morning I went out at 4:30 a.m. And I walked down this way. At first there was no one, and then as I got further down the street, lot more traffic than you would expect at that hour. And the police showed up twice, going both ways, the same car, number 91. So tonight as I go out, again the police show up with car number 91 going up this way. And then as I stop at the bus stop there, I wasn't actually waiting for the bus, I was just stopping to see what would occur. Just I'm here following. As I do that, the police are sent to park directly across from me and just sit there waiting, watching me across the street. So now they're parked over there, so they get faced toward the bus stop. They're pretty close to that area where they were when they showed up to give me that jaywalking ticket before. Check out how much traffic here, right? So just coming from the store, look at that. Just a lot of people there at that store. So they're turning in right here as well. Okay. Let's see how long the police are just going to sit there and do nothing. And they've got all the that's one of those security, what's it called? Those prison guards pulling out from the store there who had been sent over there because they thought I was going in there. It's one of those corrections officers. I'll show you, the car it was still parked over here when I passed by, and it was parked there to position itself just to watch me as I stood at the bus stop. So my intention was just to go over to the store, but then when they sent the police, I said, okay, let me just stand up for a bit and just see if I can get more footage. And you're seeing how much activity is going on. There's way more traffic than you'd expect to see. I think they're still parked here. Let me see. Or did they pull out? They might have pulled out and gone to the left when I passed. Let's see. Oh no, they're still there, it looks like. Yeah, they're still there. So down here, this is the place where they were positioned close to when they gave me the ticket. See, they're just sitting there. Car number 20 just like, they sent car number 91 to drive up the other way. And see where the bus stop is. I'll show you that across here. Up here. Just sitting there. Notice I'm waving my hand. That's good. Car number 20. That's what they just sent there to menace me. So that's where the bus stop was right there. So they made sure they're facing towards where I was positioned at that bus stop. So what I'm going to do now is just stay at this bus stop here. I'm not actually waiting for the bus. I'm just going to pretend to. And I'll show you how long they're just going to sit here. Because they're only there because I was there, right? And they've shown up. This is 4 times today they've shown up within the span of this morning. So I'll just stand at the bus stop here where we can get a view of them, and I'll show you from here. I'm just sitting there, car number 20. It's just about harassment and intimidation. You can see they're doing no work, just sitting there. Let's go back in here. And I'll glance out occasionally just to show you how long they're there. So they've been there since I came across, or since I showed them pulling up there. And the reason they're facing that direction is so they could, the reason they're facing in that direction is so they could face towards where the bus stop where I was right across the street. And keep watch over where I am. for harassment and intimidation purposes. And so I'll just show you from here. Lights are out in the vehicle too, right? You can see they switched the lights out. So. You notice the amount of traffic? Yeah, this is not the bus. I'm not going to run this one. Okay, just going to do some surveillance here. And then... okay. Right here. Actually, let me try something else, okay? Here's what I'm going to do. I want to see how long they're going to stay here, but at the same time, I don't want to keep standing at this bus stop for an extended amount of time, because I'm not actually waiting for the bus, so... give me a second here. Let's see, yeah, no, it's still there, okay. Still there. Okay, let's wait it out, see how long this takes out. Let me just, I'm gonna get on this one. Okay, right. Let's show you. Number 20. Let's see from this side here. Still sitting there pretending to number 20. They're just there to monitor me. That's all. Let's head up here. If they pull up alongside me or harass me or anything, I'm just out for a walk. They can't see anything on the sidewalk. So. No, okay, right as I get here? Let's look at the timing here, right? See that? Special constable right away. Exact timing right as I get here. Exact timing right as I get here. So they followed from that direction instead of came around this way. You can see them there. I think this is my foot now, on the right. Oh yeah, that car's... I don't know if that's the same one, but you can see there's lights on there and that one on the left there. The end on the left. Could be same one, maybe they just left it on. Turned it off for a bit and turned it back on, I don't know. No point going that way, because as soon as I start walking, the bus will... Oh, here's the bus now, yeah. So you see what's kind of... police. There's the police now. I can't see the car number there, right on cue with this guy as well. Police telling me what to do. I couldn't see the car number. I don't know, maybe the glasses picked it up, but I did not notice the car number. So the police, you'll notice how that was timed, right as the bus is coming here too, right? That's Gatineau police there, showing up to Stalk as I go. You can see that car's pulling out now too, right as the bus comes. Notice that. The car that was just sitting there, it's pulling out now, just as the bus that I'm going to get on comes. So the police timed their arrival just before the bus too, as you can see. Oh no, sorry, there is one there. I guess it didn't pull away. Yeah, it was just further down the side. Oh yeah, and there's a guy standing there freezing cold. Look at, see that neck across from the car there? So you can see from here, looks like the door might be open too. Although I can't say for certain. Yeah, see the guy standing there? Okay, this is some act, I think, yeah. But looks like there's somebody standing next to the door of the car too. Let's see if they're gonna go into it. Maybe they are. Yeah, looks like it. Constable here, special constable. Just as I get here, special constable arriving. You can see the car parked over there, on that side there. So the constable's gonna come in here just as I arrive, or is he gonna turn right? No, he's gonna come in here, he or she. So special constable arriving again as I arrive. I showed you that on Saturday morning, same thing. They're gonna come in here, see if they're gonna get out or if they're just gonna... They're probably just gonna sit in the vehicle. They usually go and park over in the corner there so that people can't see that, you know, it's less visible, because no one's supposed to go over there, right? Because there's no buses. So they usually just drive in, park over there and sit there and do nothing. Get paid to stare at their phones and watch movies on their phones while getting paid like $130,000 a year while people are smoking crack at transit terminals. So you'll see, I'll show you. But yeah, see, they're going over to the corner, like I said, okay? On the right side. The reason they do that is go over to that far corner so that they're out of, you know, range, so that if you walk over there for any amount of time, like if you go down to the platform there, they'll send somebody over to say, oh, you can't stand here because there's no buses. Because they don't want you to record what these clowns are doing. They're just sitting in their car doing nothing. So they just pulled in as I got here. The Ottawaconstables here, special constables. You can see them there. So they just drove around basically just to pull out. See that? So they just drove into a circle and they're going to pull out, having done nothing. I thought they were going to park over there and sit there and do nothing for like an hour like they usually do, but no. Tonight they just came to do a circle around and pull back out just to time it for my arrival. And oh no, maybe they're coming back around now again. Let's see. So they've already come down this way. So they just circled around and come back to where they were initially. And there's two of them in there. Let's see what they're going to do here. Oh, they're actually getting out of the vehicle for a change. Are they going to stage a little skit? Let's see. Are they going in there? Yeah, some fake act probably. Looks like Constable Robertson, that brave hero too. Got his daily dose of steroids, I guess, before starting his shift tonight. His nightly dose rather. Yeah, they're just going in there just to make it look like they're doing something, looks like. Yeah, it looks like Constable Robertson is the one guy. He's a stalker. as well, who regularly shows up to stalk. Yeah, it's some act. Oh no, they're just telling people not to stand in there, I guess. Where are they supposed to stand? Like it's a shelter. Well, there you go. That's what they pay them to do. So they're telling a bunch of high school kids not to stand in the bus shelter. Stop standing in the shelter when it's freezing cold. That's unacceptable. Okay. So now what? Now what are we gonna do here? Let's see. Going around here. Constable Robertson. They got a big picture of him up down there by the door. That Constable Robertson. In his fake steroid injected body. And now they're going back over there again. So they circled around once over there. Came back around, went over to tell a bunch of high school kids not to stand inside the shelter when it's freezing cold. Instead, you should just stand out in the freezing cold. We can't have people standing in the bus shelters at a bus terminal. Now they've gone over to park in the corner and sit there and do nothing, I guess. Let's see. They're not in view right now. Let's see if they come around. So they circled around once so far. Let's see where they are. Quite a few buses here tonight. Yeah, they've gone off in that corner. Okay, so now here they come again here. Yeah, they're just going to do the little thing where they sit there and stare at their phones. That was amazing work that they did there, don't you think, though? I mean, really, we need people like this. We need to pay them $100,000 a year to kick a bunch of high school kids out of a bus shelter when it's freezing cold, and now their work's done. Meanwhile, people are smoking crack in transit terminals, and they're not going to do anything about that, right? So there goes Constable Robertson, brave hero. Another hard night's work for him there. Let's see if they show up again when I go down here. Okay? Yeah, take a look here. I'll show you. This is one of the two stalkers that just got out there. Constable Steroid Robertson with his daily dose of steroids to inject his fake steroid-enhanced body while he goes around stalking people and staging fake events and allowing people to smoke crack at transit terminals. See that? Safer together. See something unsafe? Let us know. Yeah, I saw something unsafe. I saw a guy openly smoking crack at one of your terminals, and you have cameras everywhere. And I've seen that, like 5 or 6 times now? And you were nowhere there, so what are we paying you for? Like, seriously.